It's kind of like, oh shit, someone's woken Grandpa up.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
that shout at the end is actually two words, but
Oh, is
he's
it?
doing this. It's shut up. Shut up. Just
Okay.
one. That's not.
Hey, everybody out there. Welcome back to another episode of the Audiophiles. It's John over there. I'm Andy, and we are going to dig into some music today. In particular, it's going to be a song and an artist offered up by John. So, John, why don't you drop on me what we're going to be working with today, my friend?
For your edification and jollification, we have a track by Inspiral Carpets.
We just did one track by them, right? It was a Commercial Rain. We didn't do anything else. Okay, cool.
However,
Oh,
with added bonus, this also features a certain gnarly Mancunian by the name of Mark E. Smith.
okay. That'll be an interesting mashup of those two. I'm looking
Oh,
forward to
yes,
checking out. What's the name of the track?
called I Want You.
Okay, well, hands off. All right, well, let me go give this thing a listen. I'll come back and let you know what I think of this collaboration by the always interesting Marky Smith. And from what I recall, I really liked Inspiral Carpet. So, yeah, I'll be interested to check this out. I'll come back and let you know what I think. Set. Let's take that back. The energy's great so far. That just made me chuckle a little bit.
There are already illness rumors circulating around. I think you should remember whose side you are on. No one said it was gonna be easy. No one ever said it was gonna be easy. I painted tears of barriers broken. The pains that tease me, the barriers broken. And climb on a board of knuckle red. Climbing the board on a one. I think you should remember whose side you are on. Just my sides and the wheels of emotion. There are already illness reports circulating around. I think you should remember whose side.
I don't know what it is. First of all, I love that "I Want You" bit, but it reminds me of like that. All right, now jumping jack flash. Just that little bit. I don't know why. Songs forever have probably used that technique, but I like the harmonization of it. I like how it kind of, has this. They build on each word. I want you. Sounds great. Marky Smith, that classic monotone delivery of his, actually sounds really cool and interesting in this song, and I think it's kind of smoothed over by the other vocalist for the Carpets doing his bit. So yeah, I like the energy that it has thus far too, like wild, crazy rhythms, the way those drums roll in and just kind of take over as the vocals begin and you get this just frenetic energy. Great shit, man. A lot of fun. And honestly, for a 3-minute song or whatever, it needs that energy just the whole way through. Just like make it happen. I love it.
Side you are on. My heart is set harder and harder. No chance at defeat. It's not in my nature. Of course, Retriever. I'm a British sky, but 1, 2, 3, 9, 5. Assess you indeterminately. Period. And I
Oh, great drums. Fuck.
Rough breakdown song. You say you lost your sister and weird song. So what did you look like that song? I want you. I want you back. The Dutch East India Company.
Oh, the drums.
USA of anything they can pull. With their sincere use your ear. I want you. I want you back. I want you.
Wow. I like how the track both begins and ends with this sort of indecipherable yelp. I don't know what he said right there. There were actually several bits of the song where I wasn't quite sure what he was saying. He said something about the USA of A's or something like that. I don't know what he was delivering a line about there, but interesting stuff. Loved the dynamic between Marky Smith's sort of detached kind of spoken word bit and the more melodic stylings of the lead singer for Inspiral Carpets. So yeah, this was a really fun song. So much goddamn just crazy energy flying through this number. And it needed it. And I'm glad they carried it the whole way through. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I would listen to this song happily over and over again. I'm interested to learn what it's about, and I can't shake that I want you bit. I really love that a lot. It's great, hooky, in all of its simplicity. But yeah, really, really cool stuff. Let's get back to John and learn more about this track and kind of this collaboration between the band and a very interesting Marky Smith. So yeah, I'm sure he's got more info. Let's get it.
Murder at the Vicarage. He's back. So, you've enjoyed the smorgasbord of sounds that is I Want You by Inspiral Carpets and Mark E. Smith. What do you make of it all?
This is fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So much fucking energy, man, in this thing. And it was the timestamp would suggest that it would be, right? Like these short songs are usually just like a whole bunch of, manic craziness and then it's over in a blink of an eye, seemingly. So yeah, the opening seconds give us a bit of distortion wafting through the air, as well as some brief but faint and biting feedback, and almost a surprise sounding vocalization, like "Whoa!" And then boom, in comes Mr. Thundermaker on the drums, absolutely assaulting the snare. And that would be pretty much the speed and pace of the rhythm section from here on out. In fact, the whole song. I mean, it was all just a lot of craziness, and I loved it. Then in walks Marky Smith in that like classic monotone, almost detached vocal delivery of his, saying something to the effect of, "There are already insert words rumors circulating around. I think you should remember whose side you're on," or something to that effect. I never got to the adjective, I assume, that describes rumors or modifies it in some way, but he definitely says something rumors circulating around. Then it sounds like the other singer joins, and forgive me for not recalling his name, but the singer of the Inspiral Carpets proper. He joins the mix. And he and Marky Smith exchange lyrics as the frenetic energy of the song keeps pounding away. Then at one point, both vocalists are delivering their lines together, And it sounds really good, actually. You would think these two disparate sounding voices would not commingle well, maybe a little like a oil and water situation, but it actually the the proper vocals kind of rounded the edges of Marky Smith's voice a little bit. That for me can be a little like I can like it here, but not like it there from any given song that features him singing. So this I really liked, and I think it's because the two paired oddly well together. Um, the this is a quick series of rapid fire drum fills at the 130 marker that were fucking awesome. And then I also have to say, I really like, as simple as this is, and as much as I've heard it over and over again throughout music, that sort of descending harmonization for the title of the song, the I Want You. It reminds me of like, okay, but it's all right now. Jumping jack flashes. That's the first thing that comes to mind when I hear it. So, and I know how much you love the Stones, so I had to put that in there. So yeah, I instantly went to that. And I'm thinking, well, this is a tried and true method of delivering vocals, and I'm liking it here. Much like in the beginning of the track, those drums around the 206 mark, where Marky Smith again delivers his lines, are fabulous. They really are the standout in this track to me. Of all the the interesting things going on here, all the fun that's being had, the funnest portion are those drums. They just fucking kill in the song. And I don't have a lot else to say about. I mean, it wasn't a very long song, and you kind of get you. I mean, it's there isn't a lot to dig into and unearth and discuss. No. There is a bit when there is a bit then when Smith makes some reference to the USA of A's or something like that. I didn't quite catch it. And then after I'm glad that seems to tickle you. And then after that portion, we get several repeats of the chorus over this electric rhythm section, and there is this repeated chant portion during which I believe I hear the barriers broken. That's what it sounds like. They say like 4 times or something. And then the song ends kind of abruptly with some resonant distorted guitar and some sort of shout. Though I don't catch what the actual word is. It's just like a sound, but it made me chuckle because it's almost like that weird sound at the beginning of the song too, where it's like inaudible, human vocalization sound, and then like that these points of demarcation.
It's kind of like, oh shit, someone's woken Grandpa up.
Yeah.
That shout at the end is actually 2 words, but he's doing this. It's shut up. Just one.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I wasn't picking up on any strong enunciation. I was like, all right, that was guttural. So yeah, this was a lot of fun. The drums killed it on this track, setting the pace for all of the energy and the manic freneticism. I also really enjoyed how Smith's voice and technique worked in this song, as the singer of Inspiral Carpets really helped in taking the edge off of Smith's style and made it more enjoyable. And though it was short, it packed a punch. And I really like this tune a lot. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I chose it, because it is fun. There's a few things about this song which are quite interesting. Spirals, I would say, really benefit from their genius keyboard player, Clint Boone. And you get that on most of their songs, a really interesting, wonderful keyboard stroke, Hammond organ sort of bits that give it that funkiness. And there's very little in this. It's like a Wurlitzer type, up and down. It's the drive of this song is incredible. And then, of course, Uncle Mark here grumbling away. And you get this sort of like crossing over where he's coherent and then he isn't. And he's kind of making sense and then he isn't making any sense. And your man, Tom Hingley, singing, plays it straight all the way through. It's a perfect straight man. And in the official video, he's there in his suit, Marky Smith doing this shit, and he's giving them shit and all that sort of stuff, oh, fuck you, this sort of thing. Really funny. It's great. It's great. So it's a lot of fun, this, and I've always loved it. It's just one of those ones that's just a ball of energy, as you quite rightly said, massive fun. So this is the single version of the track from their 4th studio album, Devil Hopping, released in 1994. The title of the album came from their producer, Pascal Gabriel, and he was trying to explain how the band was developing, and that was his pronunciation of the word developing, devil hopping.
Devil hopping.
Yeah.
Just
So they
imagine
took
a skipping demon.
it. This band is devil hopping. It's like a bad Fawlty Towers sketch. But anyway, so just to recap, because we have done an episode on them, as we said at the top, with Commercial Rain. We went into a lot about the band on that, so I'll put a link in below. You can check all that out, history-wise. But personnel, Clint Boone, keyboards, backing vocals. Craig Gill, who did a magnificent job on the drums. Tom Hingley, lead vocals. Graham Lambert, guitars. Martin Walsh, bass. And Mark E. Smith, guest ranting.
Right.
So the album itself reached number 10 in the UK charts, and it was the first of theirs not to top the indie charts, hitting the number 2 slots. Reviews were mixed. The Chicago Tribune wrote that with driving guitars and Martin Walsh's booming bass lines, devil hopping edges towards a punchier rock sound. Devil hopping. Trouser Press. Right, I don't even know what it sounds like. It could be German, Swiss, anything. But anyway. Trouser Press wrote that the nearly lifeless music is at best self parodying. The lyrics are hopelessly trite. So as I say, mixed reviews. NME scored the album 8 out of 10. Music Hound gave it 1 out of 5. Interestingly, Mute dropped the band after the release of this album.
Really?
So there you go. Even though it did okay commercially. The album track doesn't feature Mark Smith, but this single, featuring the redoubtable Marky Smith, and here's my copy. I was going to put it in the frame, as I was telling Andy before we started, but it's a promo copy, so it's just wide, so, boring. I put the previous album up, because I haven't got to devil hopping on vinyl. It reached number 80 in the UK charts. It didn't grace the charts of any other country around the world. This version also topped John Peel's Festive 50 that year, and it earned Mr. Smith a rarefied performance on Top of the Pops, which is something else to behold as well. I was thinking about giving you that, but I thought just too much sensory overload. Anyway, I will say this as well. Tom Hingley, it comes into some stick from for a few critics. They don't like his voice, and so he thinks he sounds cheesy or whatever. I've always liked his voice. He's got a really strong, decent voice. There was a singer previous to him, and I think perhaps they harken back to Mr. Holt. But I like it. I like it on this as well. And as you say, the two of them work really well together. It's a kind of straight man, funny man sort of routine, and that's how they balance it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And you wouldn't think on paper that, well, one, Marky Smith there's no evidence of him getting along well with others at all. But this idea that his voice would get along well with a more traditional singing approach is interesting on paper, and you would think, I don't know. And then you hear it, and you're like, oh, shit, this actually they kind of complement each other in an odd way. You know what I mean? He brings the weird outside-the-box approach to it. The other guy brings the traditional approach to it, and it ends up, they end up being a counterbalance as opposed to it being something askew or odd. So it worked out for me. I loved it.
Yeah, and I also like the way how they start off and they're almost alternating lines, and then he goes off on a little ramble of his own lyrics and then comes back in, and then he sings over the top of him and all that. It just, again, keeps it interesting. You never quite know where Uncle Mark's going to turn up or what he's going to say. So it starts off, as you say, with that feedback, and then there are already all those rumors circulating around. I think you should remember whose side you're on. No one ever said it was going to be easy. And then Tom Hingley comes in. No one ever said it was going to be easy. A pain to tease, the barrier's broken. A pain to tease me, the barrier's broken. I climb on board a knuckle ride. Climbing on board a white knuckle ride. I think you should remember whose side you are on. Churns my insides and the wheels in motions. Oh. There are already rumors of us circulating around. I want you. I think you should remember whose side you're on. My heart is set harder and harder. The chance of defeat is not in my nature. A course with a tear. I've said a course and you're the receiver. and the British scandal. 1, 2, 3, wham bam. I'm the retriever. I'm out to get you. A city, anomically, period. I want you right now and forever. And he's singing at the same time. And I want you back. Little drum fill break. Very short because it's a short song.
Yeah.
No one ever said it was going to be easy. A pain to tease me. The barrier's broken. Rough breakdown, son. You said you lost your system and wait. So what? Did you look like that? I want you. I want you. Right now and forever. I want you back. And then he goes, the Dutch East India Company and the USA of A think they can fool you with their sincere use of your ear. I want you right now forever. I want you back. I want you right now forever. I want you back. The barrier's broken. The barrier's broken. The barrier's broken. The barrier's broken. Your mind is set harder and harder in exchange of defeat. I've set a course. A course. I want you. Shut up!
That's always what
was
someone
thinking-
wants to hear after they proclaim they want somebody. Shut up! All right, okay, never mind.
I was thinking of doing this with, like, you know,
Yes.
things, maybe John's singing. It's a lot of fun, and it's his usual stuff. And he's used that sort of some phrases or ideas or imagery. The USA of A he's used before in some full songs as well. What it means, only he can tell. So in 1995, they produced a sort of single collection. They've done about 3 or 4 of Inspirals. And as I said, Mute then dropped the band and they split up soon afterwards. During this same period, just to get a bit of, you know, context, the Fall released Middle Class Revolt in 94, which I think is a decent album. And then Cerebral Caustic in 1995, which I don't. Rick Smith said of that album, if that LP isn't the worst Fall album, it's definitely got the worst cover art. When I see it now, the skull clown is Mark. It's prophetic. He looks like a fucking skull and he acts like a fucking clown. It's him. It's life imitating art and art imitating life. And the cover really is terrible. And I have it here. I'll take it out with shininess so you can get it in all its glory. This is the cover.
Oh God, that is ridiculous.
It is terrible. So yeah, Bricks has got a point.
Yeah.
The band reformed a few years later and kept going, but without the singer Tom got jettisoned and the original singer came back in. But that story's for another day. So yeah, this is just this little adventure. I did some digging up to see how this came about, and I couldn't find anything. And there may be stories out there of how they managed to get Mr. Smith, or perhaps he just wandered in looking for a light and singing.
Throw him in a booth with a microphone.
Yeah. Get you a drink after this. Just
Yeah.
do this. I don't know. It's really interesting though. But yeah, so it's a great little bundle of fun and oddity. You know.
Yep.
But there you go.
Had a lot of fun with this one, John.
Yeah. I'll wrap things up. Thanks for listening, Sandy. Folks out there, tell us what you think. If you're a fan of I Want You by Inspirals and Marky Smith, please hit the like button, slap on it real hard. We might need a few. And drop some comments. We'd love to hear from you what you think of this, of Mark E. Smith's contribution to Inspiral's overall sound and catalogue. I think it gives it a welcome bump, but you may or may not disagree. You may or may not agree. But please tell us what you think. We'd love to hear from you. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. And all of this and more besides will be at your fingertips. Imagine. We really appreciate everybody who does support the channel. That being said, thanks again so much for watching, and we'll see all of you on the next episode of the Audiophiles.
See you later, guys.